everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on today. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? Yes, that's exactly right. Go right down here, ramble in your rumble, ramble, whatever you need to do, and go in there and find your subscribe button and go ahead on and subscribe. Yes, do that. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, that beast. I'm telling you, it's dragging me up and down these streets. The algorithm, I really, really would appreciate it. Also, right about here, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my little channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful that you see something in my channel to support. Also, if you want to give just a one-time donation, the super thanks button is right over here. And you can give a one-time donation, and all donations to this channel is always greatly appreciated. They are. I have a shout out. I want to shout out Miss Deborah Copeland. Deborah, you are such a treasured part of this channel. You are such a great supporter of this channel. And I am so grateful to have you. And thank you for the super thanks. All right, everybody. With all that said, let's get to the read. Let's get to the read because I've been digging all day and I'm ready to share. All right, y'all know what I do when I am putting to the read together. Y'all know where I be. I be up and down these internet streets, and that's what I was doing today most of the day. I was up and down these internet streets. I was. And I am telling you, it is a lot going on in these internet streets. I was over to Instagram, and basically the squatties over there, they are still dragging Camilla. The people in the squatties over Instagram, they don't like Camilla at all. I thought, my feelings for Camilla was in the minority. But as time goes by, I see that my feelings about Camilla is the majority way that people think. They pretty much the ones who it's pretty much people who don't like her, and then it's the people who tolerate her. It's very few people like her. And that's what the squatties over to Instagram. They dragging her. They dragging William. They dragging Kate. They dragging Charles. They dragging all the left behinds, and they not dragging Sophie and Edward because they ain't doing nothing. Y'all notice? This is a little off track, but Edward don't do hardly nothing no more. Sophie be all over the place. They always talking about Harry and Meghan doing things separately. That's all Edward and Sophie does is stuff separately from each other. I'm just saying because they went to Madagascar or somewhere, Malta. I think that's where they was at. And then they got back. She took off and went to Africa. And then she hadn't been long come back from that. She has really been putting in the work, but nobody cares as usual. That must be so frustrating for her. And I love it for her. I really do because she is a mean girl. She deserves it. But I digress. Yes, they're talking about, like I said, they're dragging Camilla, they're dragging William, they're dragging Kate, they're dragging everybody that they can drag over there. And they, like I said, with Instagram, it's all over the place. It's always all over the place. You'll find somebody dragging somebody, then you'll find all these wonderful pictures of bygone days of Harry and Meghan when they were dating, and you can find everything on Instagram. That is why I love Instagram. Uh, I went to TikTok. TikTok is hot. The squatties, and I say they're squatties. I don't know if they're squatties or not. I'm always apprehensive about calling content creators over on TikTok squatties because I don't know, but I do know that they are a strong supporter of Harry and Meghan, and they got some good stuff over there, and they're pretty much dragging a lot of these British media types, saying stuff and continuing this nonsense after This has been going on for almost 5 years. I mean, it is just ridiculous. And that's pretty much what a lot of the content creators over there is. A lot of people can't even understand why they are still talking, why they still have Harry and Meghan's name in their mouth. And I must say, it's a puzzlement to me too. It really is. But that's what's going on TikTok. It's a lot of good stuff over there. And of course, I went over to the dark side a little bit. And what TikTok is talking about, the supporters over at TikTok is talking about, that's exactly what's going on over to the dark side. They have Harry and Meghan in their mouths, and it's all about talking about how Harry and Meghan is getting a divorce, how Harry and Meghan is separated, and all this nonsense that they're talking about. Even counting the days since Harry and Meghan was seen together. I mean, that is the most ridiculous thing. They think, I think they know better that Harry and Meghan are private citizens. You don't have to, as a private citizen, as a private citizen in a relationship, you don't have to go places with your spouse all the time. They are not on full display. What are you talking about? When was the last time you saw Beyonce with Jay-Z? It is the most ridiculous stuff, but that's all they're talking about. And they're trying to sell that tour as being successful. They want us to believe that that tour was, it was successful, except for all the protests and stuff like that. They just disregard all that and totally ignore Camilla, the horse's behavior. Have you, I'm telling you, are hard pressed to hear any negative thing about any of the left behinds on any of those networks over there. And I saw a panel on GB News this morning. Well, it wasn't this morning. I saw it on YouTube. And they were talking about this olive branch that William, mentioned Harry's name. And that's a big thing over there on the dark side, talking about this is an olive branch, this is that, this is that, and how Harry want to come home, how Harry need to come home. I mean, like I said, and like this, the supporters over at TikTok, this is ridiculous. It's been 5 years now. When are you going to move on? Evidently, it's just something that we don't understand. I have never saw anything like it. It's the most ridiculous thing, but that is what they're talking about over there. And on X, formerly known as Twitter, my second home away from home, they are dragging William. They are dragging him for being the clout chasing clown that he is, and how he is using Harry to promote his project. This boring, super boring two-part series about the homeless. And knowing too, people are not going to watch him sit up there with his legs crossed and drone on about something that he has never experienced and never will experience. When he slipped out the birth canal, he never has wanted for anything, and that's including tying his own shoes. So it's very hard for anybody to take him seriously because we know a lot of the story in the background, behind the scenes, of what kind of person he is and how he has all of a sudden, after 40 years being on this earth, he has decided that he has a purpose and it's time for him to he was influenced by his mother. Now, evidently, for the first 40 years of his life, Diana meant nothing to him. And then now all of a sudden it's homelessness, and he's just trying to adapt her whole agenda prior to her death. When we all know he did everything to run away from it, and also he did everything to not be a part of anything. Every project that they have ever done, it was spearheaded by Harry. Harry was the ox over there. He was the workhorse. He was the one pulling the wagons over there. Because if he wasn't, why has it totally and completely collapsed since he's been gone? You don't hear anything. And these little projects, these little passion projects that they got, this little busy work that they do, like Earthflop. They got a whole lot of stuff going on about Earthflop, inviting all of these prominent people. I would say not really so prominent people, but we talking about Heidi Klum, okay? That level of star is going, flying them way out to South Africa for this big thing about Earthflop that he started 5 years ago. I think Earthflop is about 5 years old, and so is this homeless project. He has had no passions up until he was around 40 years old, where Harry started Cinebale at 19. He co-founded Cinebale at 19 with Prince Ciso. But yet and still, he wants us to believe that this is his newfound legacy and passion, and he is adopting everything of Diana. Now, I'm not going to say that Diana would not be proud and love the fact that her son is adopting her projects, and he is so proud of her that he wants to, you know, be like her, I'm sure. But after all this time, really, really, it to me, it smells of desperation. It smells of clout chasing. Smells of using your mom's credibility to prop yourself up. I said this yesterday, and I meant it. William has become a company man, completely, absolutely consumed with that company, that institution over there, meaning that it is not anybody that he would not use to prop himself up, to promote himself. He will use his dead mama. He will use his estranged brother. He will use his children and his wife and anybody else to prop himself up because he has been raised that way. That is the way the firm is. The firm raised the monarch or the future monarch to be in the center. They are the sun, and everybody else rotates around him. And that's the way he feels it should be. That's why he's so mad with Harry, because he doesn't feel Harry should have a life. I'm just saying. So I'm sorry I got on that tangent, but every time I start talking about William and the way he is using, how he uses people. I went back and was looking at Harry and Meghan's wedding, and when him and Harry got out of the car, and he saw all these people, and he knew those people wasn't there for him, but he was just lapping it up. He is a very emotionally insecure human being. You can see it in him. He needs people to like him. He is just like Charles. He is him. He is just emotionally stunted as his father. Don't get it twisted. He is. I see it in him. And that's the reason I say he is so mad with Harry, because Harry used to bring all the eyeball, all the attention. He didn't have to work for it. And now he does, but he's still trying to use Harry. I'm just saying. All right, I know that was a tangent, but that's what they're talking about over on X, formerly known as Twitter. So let's get started with the reading. I'm going to put this up to start. I found this and it is so true. It said, well, I had predicted this about a whole year ago, didn't I? William Parker Bowles suddenly has remembered that Diana the paranoid and is the only a relatable part of his life with the public and could give him some kind of relatability. Look at that. It's all my mother, this, my mother, that, my mother. This particular squatter says she predicted it. And I'm telling you, I'm not surprised by any of it because that firm would use anybody. We saw it. We saw it on full display. That young girl dying, possibly dying, I pray not dying, of cancer. And Kate putting her face to the camera, using her and her family's situation in order to promote them. If you think these people won't do anything to promote themselves, if you think William would not use his dead mother, and I'm not saying that his is Diana is his mother. He has a right to say and talk about her at any time that he chooses or feels. But he feels some kind of way when Harry does it. And Harry has every right to. But I truly believe that Harry has been truer to Diana's legacy than William. And we have all saw him stand in front of the camera and call her paranoid and saying that if it wasn't for this interview, somehow the marriage between his father and his mother wouldn't have gotten as bad as it did. Well, baby, if it hadn't been for that woman, that horse that y'all got in the stables over there, if it hadn't been for her, it wouldn't have been bad at all. Well, I think it probably would. Anybody who married Charles, it probably would have been mad because Charles is a selfish individual. And the reason why the horse gets along with him so well is because she caters to all this nonsense. Did y'all see that little clip where that pin got on his hand? She was just act like he had broke a leg or something. And that right there, that's what he needs. It's ridiculous. But yes, he is fully embracing his mother, absolutely, completely rejecting everything that's Charles. And all I can say is I love that for Charles. I really do. I really love that for Charles. Charles is getting everything that he deserves. He did everything to get in the position that he is now, and he is not able to enjoy it. Mm-mm. Diana is not allowing him to enjoy it, and I love that for him. We're going to put this up. It said Prince William is allowed to call his mother paranoid, to side with his father to get her interview suppressed, even though she wanted to do it, to say he doesn't need to use her name because he's created his own legacy, then changes his mind and uses her legacy when he can't create his own. Woo! Where is the lie in that? And that's exactly what he is doing. Harry has created his own legacy. William has not. William spent the majority of his life just enjoying himself, being catered to, just up to foolishness, never having any kind of direction or any kind of doing nothing. He didn't even bother to learn the language that he of the people of the title that he holds right now. he I mean, he has been knowing that he was going to be the Prince of Wales since birth, and he did not bother to learn the language. The level of disrespect. This is what William has done all his life. He hadn't bothered. He hadn't bothered to do anything. All he has ever bothered to do is to try to have a one-sided war or competition with his brother. And his brother just beats him in the ground at it. And I just love that for him. And now here he is with this nonsense. I'm telling you. And I got a not a post later on that it's gonna be so. It tickled me when I saw this. I said to myself, "Oh, this is such poetic justice." But we'll talk about it later. All right, I'm gonna put this one up. It said Willie's milking his mother's name for self promotion after calling her paranoid and implying that she was crazy in this sort of shameless thing we've come to expect from him. Willie makes Damien Thorne look like a saint. They kind of look they kind of look alike, don't they? Him and Damien. But I digress. But yes, he is on this full on embracing of his mother's legacy all of a sudden. It was really only Harry embracing his mother's legacy, but he has saw how successful Harry has been. But Harry has his own legacy. He has Cinnabale to honor his mother, named after her. He has Travelers. He has Invictus Games. He has African Parks. Now, the Halo Trust, that is something that Diana was a part of, and he has picked up the mantle for that, and the Diana Awards. And William is a part of that, and he picked up the mantle for that. But Harry's accolades and uh, all of his legacy has nothing to do with Diana. It's stuff that he's created for himself. And the mess that he got, and I must say, I hope now this Earth flop thing, this is clearly a vanity project. But I'm hoping that this homeless thing really kicks off good because people need housing. Here in America, housing is so expensive. I mean, people need housing. They do. But it's just to me, he just so insincere. I have a feeling, even though I'm hoping for the best, I pretty much know how it's going to go down. He is not going to do anything because it's all about where's the camera? Where can we get this shot? Where's the money shot? And then he's off going on about his business. I'm just saying. And I'm telling you, leave it up to this particular. He is not a squatty. I think he used to be a part of the government, Peter Hunt, and so he said this. He was answering. This is what William posted, and this is what he reposted. You know, with that post, it said William said, "Watch Prince William. We can end homelessness this coming Wednesday and Thursday on ITV and ITV X. The documentary follows the first year of Homeward UK." See, this has only been, he has only been passionate about the homeless for 1 year. 1 year. And Earthflop, I think it was started in 2020 during the pandemic. So, yeah. So his passion has just started. And he wants to honor us to believe that he is embracing his mother's legacy, which I hope is true because at the end of the day, he is Diana's son, but he just don't act like her. And my whole thing is why he's embracing her legacy. Why is not he's not embracing her kindness, her caring, and her love for Harry? He has done everything that he can do to destroy his brother. How he think his mama feel about that? He know what she feels about the homeless. He should know how she would feel about him and his behavior. How every month he's talking about how he don't want him to come to the coronation, how much he hates him, and on and on and on. I wonder how he thinks she feels about his behavior, but he don't want to talk about that. But this is what Peter Hunt uh, retweeted and quoted him on. It says, after William said that, Peter Hunt said this: William can single handedly make a significant impact on homelessness by accepting a fixed income in return for giving up the vast Duchy of Cornwall estate. Instead of tinkering at the edges, he's become a consequential consequential role. And that's true. He is not William has 5 residencies. He have 5 lavish homes. He doesn't know anything about homelessness, but yet and still here he is. Here he is. And he's so insincere about it. He is. All right, let's go on. This squatty posted this. It said the audacity is beyond cluelessness. It is cruelty. Prince William actually has the power to effect change with one stroke of the pen and still remain wealthy beyond his most Britain's imagination. But I don't bend or bow, so maybe that's why I see through this pantomime or pretending to care. He doesn't look sincere, does he? He just don't look sincere. Like, look at him on this picture right here. It's the money shot. It's the money shot for him. It is. And I went and found this article in the Guardian, and it says this: Prince William, I'll show people how to prevent homelessness. I know one way you can prevent homelessness the way he did, slipping out of the birth canal, the right birth canal. And you never have to worry about homelessness again. You can commute on a private helicopter anywhere you want to go, and you don't have to do anything except exist. And people run you a $26 million a year check. They just do. It says Prince William has said criticism about his privileged lifestyle and many residents drive him to try to end homelessness in Britain. Really? It says the heir to the throne was challenged to respond to jabs about his 3 homes and 135,000-acre Duchy of Cornwall estate for the 2-part ITV documentary airing this week. In Prince William We Can End Homelessness, viewers hear a recording of the LBC radio host James O'Brien citing criticism from Graham Smith, the chief executive of the Republic, an anti-monarchist group who says homelessness is about government policies and investments and won't be stopped by charity or royal patronages. He got a point, because I think William, this Homeward organization, Homeward, is building 24 houses. I mean, how is that going to stop homelessness? It will for 24 people, and he's going to charge rent to those people. And a lot of times people are homeless because they have no money. So how is that going to stop homelessness? I don't know. I'm kind of in Graham, what is his name? Graham Smith's camp. But I bet you they gonna twist his words. What you want to bet? It said, ask how he's feeling about the criticism of Homeward, his 5-year program designed to show others how homelessness can be ended. William said, I think if I answered every critic, I would be here all day. But criticism drives you forward. Oh, really? Basically, he's saying that he gonna go forward and get the money shots, and that's what it is. This is just busy work. Busy work. And he probably will change the life of 24 people because I think they are building 24 houses. And have they broken ground? I hadn't heard anything about it, but that doesn't mean they hadn't broke ground for them. But I wonder. He added, I think it's the right question to the right. See, I think it's right to question, but I think ultimately we are pushing forward to develop change, to deliver change and hope and optimism into the world that frankly has had very little of it for a long time. I hope I can bring something that's not been done before. The documentary, which airs on Wednesday and Thursday. And my whole thing is, why are we having a documentary about it? How much did this documentary cost to shoot? And my whole thing is this too. Why couldn't you use that money for the documentary to build a house? But we all know it is about how it looks. It's how it looks for him. He said, I'm not sitting here saying I'm going to solve the entire world's homeless problem. We all know that, William. But I am going to show people how to prevent homelessness, he said. Well, basically, when you are looking at a housing market that has priced most people out, then that's the problem. Most people are priced out of the housing market. And it's my understanding, especially in the UK, that it's really, really hard to buy a home because so many people have been priced out of it. The wages are not matching, or it's not enough, or enough needed to get you on track of home ownership because you have to earn a certain amount to qualify. So how is he going to solve that, I wonder? But another thing that the squatties on X and all the other platforms are talking about, how the people, how the UK press has lost its ever loving mind because William said one or two times he mentioned Harry's name. And this was so strategic. It was strategic. He did that in order to get all of the click and the interest around this documentary. Because guess what the excerpts are? It's him talking about his memories with his mother and his brother. Just like every time somebody write a book over there, the excerpts are about Harry or Meghan or Harry and Meghan. It's because they are clout chasing. They are riding the wave of Harry and Meghan's popularity. He did this to get tongues wagging and evidently to get people's hopes up because I have never saw anything like it. I'm telling you, their hearts is a flutter over there. You go on the dark side, and it is panel after panel after panel of hoping and wishing and wishing and hoping and hoping and wishing that this is some kind of olive branch that Harry must do. I heard they say, well, he done gave an olive branch. Now he done put an olive branch on there by mentioning his brother's name in order for PR. I'm telling you, I saw a woman on GB News. They were discussing it with what is his name? Richard Fitzwilliam was on there. And their hearts was all a flutter with the possibility that this might kick off a mend to this rift. I have never saw people after 5 years so desperate, so needy to the point where they want Harry back so desperately. They're also talking about how Harry and Meghan are getting a divorce and how they separated. They unseparated everything. The announcement for the separation and divorce is coming, and William then gave him an olive branch, and now that's all he needs to do is to come back. These people live in cloud cuckoo land. If they think Harry is going to leave his beautiful home, his beautiful two children, and his beautiful wife to come back over there where William is, I wonder do William think that? But this was about PR. And y'all remember this from yesterday. I mentioned it on the podcast, and this was in the Daily Fail like yesterday. And it says Prince William's olive branch to Harry. Prince of Wales publicly names his brother of the for the first time in 6 years as he pays fond tribute fond tribute to his mother, Diana. And they are all aflutter, let me tell you. They are so happy. They are going back and forth on these panels talking about what does it mean. Do you think that he is offering him an olive branch? Is this an olive branch? Some are saying yes, it's an olive branch. Now we need to hear from the Sussexes. What is the Sussexes going to say? The Sussexes is not going to say anything because I do believe that Harry and Meghan are very smart people. And smart people see this for what it is. Him trying to bolster his project using the backs of his brother, well, his brother, because he didn't mention Meghan. They even had an article talking about William snubbed Meghan because he didn't mention him. He mentioned Harry, but he didn't mention her. I'm telling you, these people are crazy. I have never saw anything like this. Maybe it's because I'm American and I don't understand being a royalist or this royal family or the feelings that people have for this royal family in the press, because I don't believe people just everyday people you know feel this kind of way, because I have never saw anything like it before in my life. They are just when I tell you they are just a flutter, they are a flutter with just the possibility, just the crumb that William threw out there. They are just so happy with the possibility that Harry might pick that crumb up and it might lead to something, that Harry actually comes back. It's funny. It is funny to watch. I'm going to put this up. It says olive branch equals PR. That's it. That's all it is. Olive branch equal PR. William is following his mother, Camilla Parker Bowles, moves. He is using Harry's name for PR. Every intelligent, smart person who has watched how this family moves, how William moves, how Charles moves, how they all move over there. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what is going on here. This is strictly PR. He is still, if my whole thing is, so he unchanged all of a sudden since Harry's birthday. Y'all remember how they posted a picture for Harry's birthday, a happy birthday, and then he came out the very next day and said that he was just doing that for because his dad did it, because he didn't really have any guts not to do it, because he knew people were going to drag him up and down these internet streets. So he went ahead on and posted a picture and then went crying to Tom Sykes the next day to write an article saying that no, he still hates his brother. He still don't want to have anything to do with his brother. He's still mad with his brother, and on and on and on. And he consistently has every month cried about how much he hates his brother. And all of a sudden, when he has a documentary, he's gonna name drop his brother and people think that he absolutely has changed in any kind of way. Be for real. Be for real. And then you look how he did Harry with that Pat Tillman Award, sending all his flying monkeys over there to destroy that really, really well deserved moment for his brother. Everything that Harry tries to do, everything he tries to do, William tries to throw a monkey wrench in it. He tries to destroy it. He tries to shoot poison darts at him constantly. But you gonna tell me because he name dropped somebody, he name dropped his brother in order to get some attention from the media, that all of a sudden all is well? Come on now. But they are eating it up over there. I don't know if they are just that gullible or just that desperate and want Harry back so bad that they're willing to believe this nonsense. But they are. They are. And it is plenty of them on panels believing it. It's really sad to tell you the truth. It really is. And I'm telling you, I cannot even tell you how many articles it is out there talking about it. He got what he wanted because he knew if he dropped Harry's name, he was going to get noticed. I even saw something on, was it CBS? Not CB, was it CBS or ABC News? Yeah, I saw something about it on there. Absolutely. He name dropped Harry and he got what he wanted. He got recognition. He got his PR. But the problem is nobody's going to watch that documentary because nobody really believes him. He can sit up there and cross his legs all he wants to. But baby, we don't believe you. I'm just saying. And I found this article right here. And this pretty much says it all when it comes to William. William has consistently, he hates his brother because he needs his brother. He hates his brother because his brother is what he is not. Where he is lacking, he sees it in his brother and he hates him for it. Not because of anything Harry has done, he hates Harry for the essence of who Harry is as a person. Harry has the ability to care. Harry has the ability to develop projects. Harry has the ability to create things for his own legacy and to work through it and be consistent. Look at Well Child. Harry has been a patron of Well Child since 2014. 2014. They're coming up on their 10th year anniversary. That's how Harry sticks with you. Look at Invictus. Invictus just had its 10-year anniversary. Harry has, he's able to create these things and be consistent in his devotion to them. And they tend to be, spectacular successes. And that's why William hated his brother, because Harry is not a failure. He sees it's the things in Harry that he lacks in himself that makes him hate Harry. That's all I'm saying. I found this article. It said William, the heir, living in Prince Harry's shadow. It says Prince William is increasingly defined by his younger brother. And I love that for him. But I believe it really, really hurts him. It really does. Because most of the time you would think that the older brother would be the one who takes the lead. I saw this video of Harry and William when they were little, little boys. They were with Diana and Charles. And they were doing one of these, little promos and stuff like that. But Harry as a baby was adventurous. Harry as a baby was fearless. William was pretty much, hitting on his parents and hiding and not being adventurous, Harry got down. Harry couldn't even walk. Harry got down and was crawling over there to see what the camera was about. Harry has always had that personality. Who Harry is, it was born into him. That is how he has been able to survive. That's why he is a resilient child, because any other child would have folded under the upbringing that Harry had. He mentally would have folded. He would have been another Margaret. But Harry had something that he was born with, has made him resilient, and who has made him who he is. And I just love it. And William does not. William don't have it. And he has to live in the shadow of his brother. And oh, how it must feel to know that you have to name drop your brother in order for anybody to pay you any mind. And you are the heir to the throne. I love that for him. But let's get back to it. It says, Prince William, increasingly defined by his younger brother, Prince Harry, whose global appeal and charisma has shifted the royal spotlight. Just what I just said. William's actions and statement now often seem like a reactive responses to Harry's mood. Where is the lie? Because we just saw this week. Y'all know Harry was voted one of the sexiest men. He was number 25 out of 50. And we all said on X, the squatty was saying on X, it is going to be a response, something. They got to give William something. And then we get that nonsense in the Daily Fail talking about how he went from draft father to sexy heir to the throne because he put on some trainers and grew a beard. Throwing him a bone. Everything he does, he's playing catch up to his younger brother. And I love that for him because of the fact that he is who he is. And he is so hateful and mean. If he was a loving and caring brother, it would be the two together making things happen. It would be, he would have been part of Center Ballet. He would have been part of Travelers. He would have been part of all these things that Harry has done. He was a part of Heads Together, and Heads Together after Harry left went to the wayside, which was a great charity. But it went to the wayside because it was all Harry pushing it. Everything that was going on over there, it was Harry. Harry was doing the work, and him and Kate was taking the credit. And that's the way he loved it. That's the way he is. But let's go on. It says William's actions and statements now often seem more reactive response to Harry's move, with the Prince of Wales struggling to step out of his brother's shadow. Even though William is the heir to the throne, he seems content to be measured against his younger brother rather than charting his own path. That's why he keep going trying to steal people away from Harry and Meghan, like Chef Andre, like Chef Jose Andre. That is the most childish, ridiculous thing in the world. And these people, these grown people, supposedly educated people in the press, go along with that nonsense, talking about he has taken one of Harry's charities, one of Harry's friends, and all kind of stuff. They acting like they don't understand how the charitable world works. People work with different people. That don't have anything to do with anything. But this is what he does. He wants to, everything that Harry does, he wants it. He goes right behind them. He is content to be in Harry's shadow. He never does anything on his own. And I digress. Let me go on. It says this is a continuous comparison suggesting William feels the need to match, if not outdo, Harry's influence on the world stage. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? But you can't compete where you can't compare. He cannot compete with Harry because he cannot compare to Harry. Harry is not new to it, he is true to it. He always has been since he was 19 years old. One clear example of William's recent announcement that the next Earthshot will be held in Africa, just after Harry's successful trip to Lesotho and South Africa. The timing of these announcements makes it difficult to avoid the comparisons. William's decision to focus on Africa feels like a direct counterbalance to Harry's long-standing connection to the continent. Harry has been over there since he was way before he was 19 years old. He started going to Africa after Diana's death, and they didn't care. They didn't care nothing about Harry being over there. All they wanted to do is Harry being out of their hair. And it says from the charity work in Lesotho to Senegale to his personal history, William, in contrast, appears to be playing catch up, trying to position himself as a global environmental leader in the same territory that has long been associated with his brother's humanitarian legacy. This is not the first time William has mirrored Harry's actions. Following Harry and Meghan's high-profile public appearance, William and Kate has tried to adopt sleek, media-savvy moves with far less success. Where's the lie? It says the recent black and white Hallmark style video drew heavy comparisons to the Sussex, although it lacked the charm and the fun that the Sussexes always bring. The dramatics between William and Kate had also reflected the reactionary tendency. Kate, once the center of attention as the future queen, is now only cast in contrast with Meghan. That's why she had to leave the scene. That's why she had to develop this cancer of hers, because she could not stand up to the bright light of the contrast with Megan. Megan is over in Colombia speaking fluent Spanish. Megan over there just making the boss lady moves, and Kate absolutely is having difficulties tying two or three sentences together. So she had to exit stage left. She did. And it says the Cambridge seem trapped in their perpetual comparisons game, where their image is continuously uh, uh, I don't know what that word juxtaposed or something it is against the Sussexes. All their public engagements seem to be timed or styled in a way they invite rather than avoid comparisons to Harry and Meghan's activities. And we all saw Charles over there, him and his old horse, coming down the stairs of the opera house. I mean, it's as if it is not an original thought to be had in either one of those palaces, PR offices, that they continue. And that is probably the reason why they're talking about Harry and Meghan hadn't been seen together in 85 days, because they hadn't had anything to put on their vision boards. Because we all know that they have vision boards over to Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, because they copy everything that Harry and Meghan does. They absolutely do. It's that William's personal life also seemed deeply entangled in his brother's narrative. Headlines frequently highlight William's anger and frustration towards Harry. That's what I'm saying. So all of a sudden he gonna mention Harry and things are gonna be different when he consistently all the time is crying salty tears, taking his cup over there to Tom Sykes or to the Mirror or to wherever, leaking and planning stories about how much he hates his brother. And all of a sudden, since he got this documentary and he dropped his brother's name. And we're not supposed to see what it's really about. This is nothing but PR. It says headlines frequently highlight William's anger and frustration towards Harry. Leak from palace insiders also focus on William's feelings about Harry's decision, whether it's their estrangement or how William still, years later, feel about Harry's public revelations about their relationships. And he has said time and time and time again how he was never going to forgive Harry and all this kind of stuff because Harry decided to tell the truth about his treatment of him. Because he has done nothing but lie and pretend like they have been close all their life. And Harry cleared that right on up in spare. And I don't see why he has a problem about being aired out by Harry and Meghan, because he had his shampoo commercial and he aired out Charles and Camilla. He aired them straight out and said that no, all this story planning talking about the king is close to Kate and that their cancer journey is together and they have lunch. They aired them out and said, no, that's not true. They did that in that Tom Sykes article. Aired them completely out and said, no, the people that they lean on is the Middletons. But he don't have a problem with him telling the truth, him airing out the king. He have a problem with Harry airing out him. And I have said this time and time again, if he treat Harry well, Harry would speak well of him. Because everybody that has treated Harry well, Harry spoke well of them in that book. Everyone. And if Harry said anything negative about you, it's because you was negative towards him. I'm just saying. And William was. William has consistently, all of Harry's life, treated him like garbage because he's always been jealous of his brother. Headlines, okay, we said that. The constant focus on William's emotions about Harry creates a narrative that his personal life, too, revolves around his brother. Instead of confident future king making headlines for his vision, William is merely the angry brother consumed by the actions of his sibling. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? Add to this, William seems to harbor an ambition to reclaim the United States, where Harry and Meghan reside. How can you reclaim the United States when you ain't never had them? And I must say, we have all saw it that since Harry and Meghan, well, Meghan is at home. Since Harry moved to the United States, William seems like he is obsessed with the United States. It is so pitiful, pitiful. And it said how that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have made, it said now that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have made California their home, William has launched his own initiative across the Atlantic. Now he says, his visit to New York for Earthshot activities, coupled with his increased focus on American media engagement. And that is true. You remember I was just saying, I saw something from ABC News. They trying to get American coverage for this nonsense documentary. They are trying, they are pushing it, and we can't even see it here in America. It's just on ITV and ITVX. Why are you over here promoting something that we can't see? And if we could see it, it's so many channels over here in America. That's what I'm saying. It's so much competition for eyeballs over here. Nobody's not gonna watch that nonsense. It's so ridiculous. It is. It said now that it said, wait a minute. And also, like I said yesterday, he wants to be the king of the United States, and that is not a job that exists because he definitely wants to be king. but he just don't want to be king of the United Kingdom. He wants to be king of the United States now that his brother is over here. And it says, suggests that the heir might be attempting to assert royal presence in the region where Harry and Meghan has garnered significant public goodwill. Every time he see Harry over there dancing on the stage and having a good time with Kevin Costner, it kills him. It kills him. When they saw Harry and Meghan going over there to Tyler Perry's house for that his birthday, that kills him. Anytime he sees Harry and Meghan carving out this great life in this great community in Montecito, it kills him. I have said this. I would not be surprised if him and Kate would not buy a house in the United States. If they feel like they can get away with it, they will. I know they will. It said rather than distancing himself from Harry's narrative, he's often positioned himself directly in line for comparisons. He is. He always, anything Harry does, he runs to try to do the exact same thing. And even Charles, like I said, even Charles them do. What is that about? Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think that nonsense is about. But it said ultimately Prince William's risk of being seen as also runs. Let me read it again. Ultimately, Prince William's risks being seen as a also run in the royal family, what forever compares to his more uh, um, char- I cannot say that word. A more charis, charismatic. That's the word I'm looking for. Forever compares to his more charismatic brother by continually to align his actions with Harry's narrative. Whether than intentionally or not, William is losing the opportunity to carve out a unique path and instead found himself defined by a very comparisons that should no longer matter. As Harry continues to shape his own legacy on the global stage, William seemed trapped in a pattern of reaction. Now that is chef kiss, because that is what happens. Everything that Harry does, anything that Harry does, look at the polo. Harry started playing polo, and what happens? William and Kate pops up at polo. Meghan was out there drinking refreshments, and all of a sudden there Kate out there having champagne. I mean, it's just tit for tat all the time. Harry and Meghan are living their lives, and this two over here are trying to respond to something that is doesn't need to be responded to. It's as if they don't have an original thought in their head. And I just think it's going to get worse when he become king. I'm just saying. I really do. It said William seemed trapped in a pattern of reaction, struggling to distinguish himself and emerge as a leader in his own right. I think he just gonna always look to his brother. Always look at Charles. Charles is the king of the United Kingdom, and him and his horse coming down the opera steps. And even GB News said that they was copying Harry and Meghan. It is the most craziest thing. I just don't even know anything about it. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. All right, we got two or three things we wanted to put up. It said this is what I was talking about earlier about how Harry got was named, and Harry didn't have anything to do with that. But Harry was named one of the most sexiest men of the century or whatever it was, and he was number 25. And this came out last week. It said William rightly got roasted by the Daily Mail readers. Aside from the low engagement, the headline and the comment section is pure comedy. And this is what it was. It's a secret of Prince William's rugged rebrand, how future king went from balding middle-aged dad to hot air thanks to new trainers and that stubble. They threw him that bone because Harry had been named to that list of sexy men. And we all knew it. If the squatties was calling it when Harry got named, we said, wait a minute, they're gonna have to create something, they're gonna make something up to try to feed his little weak ego. And this what it was. And this particular squatty said they roasted him in the comments about this whole thing and said it was just pure comedy in those comments. So I bet you some folks said some stuff about him being handsome. And what did it say? Hot air. I'm just saying. And I wanted to say, oh yeah, this one right here. And this is about Earthshot. And I did not think about this. It says the Earthshot Prize is held on November 6th, and the United States presidential election is on November 5th. When I say the royal family is tone deaf, that's what I am talking about. Who would care about it when everybody will be talking about the American election? William has the worst team. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Who in the world is going to care? Nobody. Nobody. And I want to put this up too. It says, well, what do we have here? I seem to remember a certain group of people saying that Netflix was going to lose a lot of subscribers after they signed on with Harry and Meghan and Archwell Productions. The productions are part of a multi-year deal. But their subscribers have went through the roof. Their profits is through the roof. Their margins are soars. So they can just miss us with that. They were all canceling their subscriptions. They were doing this and we were doing that. And Netflix has never been bigger, and I love it. And I cannot wait to that cooking show, and I cannot wait for that American Riviera Orchard. I can't. All right, y'all. I am going to put up the clown. There he is. I'm gonna put him up. He is a clown. And also I'm gonna put up our Sussex squad because if y'all mess with Harry and Meghan, we're gonna eat your face off. All right, y'all. Bye.